Taylor Swift at Lazer 105.9. JJ Morgan, Hillary Mullin from Kansas First News, and Universal Republic recording artist. Easy for me to spit out because I'm excited. I'm excited for the fact I'm a fan.
Awesome. Thank you,
Javier Colon. Let's give it up.
Hey.
And
thank you.
From the first minute that I saw you perform, and here's how I described it. Somebody doesn't know about Javier Colon's performance on The Voice. I go, good-looking brother, had a hat on sideways, white hat.
I did.
And sitting on a stool with an acoustic guitar doing Cyndi Lauper, which made me shake my head. But after 30 seconds, I look at my wife and I go, he's going to win it. He is going to win it. And how fast did the judges all turn around? Was it just, was it 100% live? Was there any editing involved? Because it seemed like they were like, boom, we're on this guy.
No, it was exactly how you saw it on TV. It was Adam and CeeLo turned around, I want to say like 20 seconds in. Christina came around about 40-something seconds in.
And Blake was last.
And Blake was really thinking about it. And I hit that riff at the end, and then that's when he turned around. Yeah.
Now,
craziness.
In regards to Adam over CeeLo, okay, we're talking probably the two front runners right there. How tough was that?
You know what, for me, actually, I went into it trying not to, pick anybody ahead of time. I wanted to go in and I wanted to say, okay, this is a competition. You have to basically base your decision on who you're, if you have the chance, first of all, if you have the chance to pick between more than one person. I wanted to weigh my decision based on the excitement level of the coaches because, say Christina was my favorite person of all time. She's one of my favorite singers anyway, but, if she was like, if I was just, if she turns around, I'm picking her no matter what. What if she was the last one to turn around and she didn't seem as excited and then you have, CeeLo saying, I would die for you right now if you would be on my team. Then I feel it would be a mistake to choose Christina just because she's your favorite and not go with the person who's really excited about you because those are the people that are going to keep you in the competition. But going in, I tried not to have expectations on who I would go with, but I was looking at either Adam or Blake, honestly, which was the ones that kind of were sticking out in my head because I wanted to do something different. I went in there singing a Cyndi Lauper tune. It wasn't going to be a straight R&B kind of thing, and that's not who I am. You know what I mean? So those were the guys that I was thinking of initially, but I was like, you know what, I want somebody to convince me if I have that opportunity, and Adam convinced me. He was just all over it.
And I understand that. You want that chemistry. You want
Absolutely.
That mutual, working relationship from the get-go.
Yeah, you just want that excitement, and he basically, said everything else but he actually said, I want to win this. He's like, I want to win this, and I need you on my team to do that. And I was like, sold. Let's go.
Now, what about Blake? What struck you about Blake that put him behind Adam? Just a little bit.
The only reason that Adam, in the decision-making process, wasn't as in the picture because he didn't really say much. First of all, he turned around last, and he didn't say much other than, that, I think you have a great voice and, I'm a fan. But had he fought a little harder for me, it might have been a tougher decision. But he didn't, Adam was like, the other ones, the other three coaches, collectively didn't speak as much as Adam did. And some of that was edited, but he was like, I need you on my team. What do I got to do? Let's go. Let's do this.
Hey, and you can't complain about the way it turned out.
Absolutely not. If I had to do it all over again, I would do the same thing. He was the guy. He's the man, and he got me to where we are. So. And
let's just kind of talk about for a second how you ended up on a contest to begin with. Because you were at one point a signed artist with Capitol Records,
right.
Is that right?
Exactly right. And I got signed in 2002, released an album in 2003, another one in 2006. There was kind of a bit of confusion at Capitol as to who I was. They wanted to kind of put me in this R&B box. When I first got my record deal, one of the songs that I sang was Desperado by the Eagles. So clearly I knew kind of who I was then, but it just was, they were trying to kind of make me someone else. And it didn't work out. Didn't work out the way any of us wanted it to, and I got the whole spiel of, well, in this business, you have to do what they tell you to do first, and then you'll have the freedom to do other stuff later. And that's what I trusted. And unfortunately, it just didn't, it didn't work out. But I've got no negative feelings towards it anymore, because it's, what's meant to be is meant to be, and it wasn't meant to happen. So here we are, though. I'm just glad to have another shot.
And your brother, I understand, was kind of the one that was like, okay, you got to do this.
Yeah, he was. My manager, Steven, was. They both were pretty adamant. I had some other friends that were like, this is, an opportunity that you can't pass up. You have to go, and, you have nothing else going on right now. You need to do, you need to do this if you can. And I said, okay. And here we are.
At what point did your family have any trepidations at all about your journey to The Voice and then your journey post-Voice? Have they? I know obviously they're supportive. I mean, you guys are real tight. But did they have any trepidations at any one point going, I don't know about this?
Well, the only reason that we were, possibly not thinking about doing it was financially. I didn't know if I could afford to be away for potentially 6 weeks and not work at all, and just kind of, basically go out on a whim and on a chance of, maybe this thing is going to work out or not, So that was really the struggle. But, I've got some good friends that had my back if things didn't go so well, and things went okay. So we didn't have to go that way. But yeah, it was a scary thing to think, locally, would go and don't make money for 6 weeks, and you could get sent home, and and that's it.
Now, something that you said a little bit ago struck me as odd. You've done Cyndi Lauper, Eagles' Desperado?
Yeah.
Fabulous, but that one makes me scratch my head. I mean, that's a great song. I would never have expected it, obviously. What are some of the other songs you've done that people might not expect?
I mean, I'm a big fan of the old rock pop stuff. I mean, Journey stuff. Actually, in our Voice tour that we did after the show was over, I sang "Don't Stop Believing" every night. It was really fun. So, but I mean, my influences range anywhere from James Brown and Stevie Wonder to James Taylor and Cat Stevens. So it's just it's a mix of a lot of. I mean, I'm a singer-songwriter, so the singer-songwriters, like Joni Mitchell and Harry Chapin and folks like that really stick out to me. But I'm also I sing in a soulful manner. So I mean, you think of like Stevie Wonder and Donny Hathaway and Otis Redding and Sam Cooke and those guys. So it's kind of a mixture of the two worlds.
I am a fan of old school R&B.
Awesome.
So give me your 5 all-time favorite songs.
It's a hard question.
Yes. Now, see, in my top 10 all-time is Stevie Wonder, My Sharia Moore.
That's a good one.
That's a fabulous
That's
record.
a great one. I mean, I would have to say, goodness, Ribbons in the Sky, Stevie. I could do top 5 all Stevie, honestly. I mean, but we'll have to go Donny Hathaway. Someday We'll All Be Free.
Very nice.
It's one of my favorites.
Early 70s again.
Yeah. Let's see. Going back to Stevie, Sir Duke.
Very nice.
Good with the horns, and just it's a
Songs
big
in the Key of
power.
Life.
Yeah, absolutely. That whole album was just amazing. Who else? God.
We need a wild card in here.
Yeah,
I know,
I was just going to
seriously,
say,
I
what
know.
is
Tell me
the
something else.
one song in your iPod or MP3 player that people would not expect?
There's probably a bunch of them in there. I've got some.
Justin Bieber.
There's no Justin in there, but
Really?
there's gonna be
Bieber?
though.
I'm just kidding. Come on.
Biebs is cool. He actually tweeted about me during the show.
That's why I
which,
asked.
He sent out a nice tweet, for people to vote for me, which I thought was really, really awesome. So yeah, I'm a fan. He's awesome in my book. He's actually really, really talented. I mean, you can't be mad at
No,
Justin Bieber for
nothing but
really.
love for the Biebs.
Absolutely.
Now, here's my question: have you met his mentor, Usher, at any point?
I've not met Usher at any point yet.
Oh man,
Hoping to at some point. I just haven't had the chance to.
yeah, that would be one of those going. Seriously, Usher? Oh, are you kidding?
I mean, you've already worked with a bunch of people. We hear your voice with Natasha Bedingfield. Who is someone that you really want to work with, that you'd love to collaborate with?
there's so many. I mean, I would love to. I'd love to. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my idols. I mean, getting a chance to work with Stevie, work with James Taylor, somebody like that, the legends would be amazing. Would love to do something with John Mayer. Would love to sing a duet with Beyonce, who's got one of the best voices.
I could go for that.
I'm on with that too. I'm on board.
Yeah. So I mean, it's across the board, and that's kind of what it's kind of my thing is that I don't have I'd love to do a duet with Michael Bublé. Who's just I got to meet him this past week, and he's as amazing a guy as he is an artist. He's awesome. So yeah, I'm kind of. I mean, I could find a home anywhere. I would love to kind of, work with with a lot of different people.
Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with more with Javier Colon. Here's the song that sang in the end of The Voice, the song that we played probably more than just about anybody in the country. Great song, Stitch by Stitch. Javier Colon, Lazer 105.9.
I'll make sure I play this one for you tonight, man.
Oh, that's friggin' this was a song that I said to myself, oh my God, that's a hit. That is a hit freaking record.
Thank you. I thought so too, man. I thought it was an awesome record.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you know what? You got a huge label behind you. You know what? And and even though I have to admit, it would have been. I think it probably would have been very cool to be actually in the studio with Natasha. That was
I do too.
I mean, she's a huge talent.
Yeah, that record's awesome.
We got to actually shoot the video together, which was nice.
Now your fan club was kind of working overtime the other night. I saw the posting. Hey, call the radio station. It was funny because we were running a KU basketball game at the time. That's awesome. And sure enough, and the board op, the guy here, Ryan, was going, what was all the call? What were all the calls for songs the other night? And I go, what do you mean? We're running a basketball. KU basketball is it's amazing.
Here.
Yeah, it's a religion.
And is that a school?
What's that?
Is that a school? What's KU?
What's
Whatever. Hey, I'd love to hear that. Say that again.
Sign a couple of these.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sure enough, and I go, what were they requesting? I go, Javier Colon. Then they go, we went saw Javier. And the downside to that is that the fan club, so to speak. I mean, there's a lot of times there's very few people that are actually here. I mean, you'd be surprised. It's like, hey, I'm in Seattle, and they're calling to request a song.
Oh,
But the great thing is,
did you get the CNN notice?
What's that?
Jerry Sandusky is moving to Lawrence.
Anyway,
I guess he wants to be as far away from football as possible.
One more of the poster.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean that's sad story. That's just freaking amazing. I just in a bad way.
I should have said Lincoln. That would have been more of an impact.
Now wait a second. Away from football. Excuse me.
Hey, welcome to the Big Ten, by the way.
Oh yeah. Don't even.
Congratulations, though. You did finish ahead of my Gophers this year, so that's something to be
Girl
proud
Scout
of.
Troop 427 finished your Gophers, but I'm just saying. Hey, we were up 34-0 at halftime, and we had the coaches in playing.
Yeah, I know. I turned it off.
Yeah.
I think before the first quarter ended.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and get it rolling here. Make sure you get to everything on time, ideally.
How much time do we have left?
Maybe one more 5 minutes.
I'm gonna be able to get him to this meet and greet.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll be able to stay for the whole thing.
No. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Not a problem.
Javier Colon, Stitch by Stitch at Lazer 105.9. JJ Morgan, Hillary Mullin from Kansas First News, and Javier Colon.
Yeah.
Now, you're here in Kansas, but a couple of days ago, you're at Rockefeller Center. You're lighting the Christmas tree. You're on national television. This is all happening pretty fast.
It really did. I mean, there was a lot of work that happened, between the end of The Voice and now, which I guess was like 6 months, 5 months or so. But we finished a full length album, and once the album was over, we started doing some really awesome things. I mean, Rockefeller Center. I mean, it doesn't get any better, any more prestigious than that to perform, the same stage as Tony Bennett and Carole King and Neil Diamond and the Biebs, Michael Bublé, Catherine McPhee. It's just, I mean, I was honored, honestly, just to have gotten that invite because it was such an amazing opportunity to be right under the Christmas tree there, and you know, a show that I've watched so many times on TV. To be there was pretty dope. I was pretty stoked about it.
And you got a wife and some little kids at home. What's their take on all of this?
You know, I didn't really think my girls, you know, they've always known. My girls are 2 and 4. My little
To them, they're still trying to figure it out, probably.
Yeah, they are. But they know that Daddy sings because we sing all the time, and they've seen Daddy on TV a bunch, and they've come to my show, so they know that Daddy sings a lot for people. So they know that's what my job is. But we try to, you know, to make it so that, I mean, it's not, you know, our house isn't any different than anybody else's. You know, we sit down and we have dinner, and we have playtime, and we go to the park, and you know, we do regular stuff just like all their other friends do, and you know, we don't want them to think that we're any different than anybody else. So, but they do think it's cool. And most recently, my 4-year-old we had a babysitter come over, and they listen to my music at night. That's what they go to sleep to, my new CD, which I think is kind of cute. And and she put the CD in as the babysitter was putting her to bed, and she said, "This is my daddy's CD. Isn't he amazing?" And like, she never says stuff like that to me, but she was saying it to the babysitter, and I was like, "Oh," I was like, oh, she's saying cute things about me. It was really sweet.
What would you have done, backup wise, if things wouldn't have worked out in The Voice? What was the game plan?
You know what? The game plan was a little spotty. The game plan was going to probably be just, I mean, I was going to have to do whatever I had to do. If that meant working at Home Depot, that meant working at Home Depot. If that meant, you know, trying to pick up an odd job here or there, whatever I had to do, I was gonna have to do it because, I mean, as a parent and a husband, you know, I have a responsibility, you know, to take care of my family, and I wasn't going to, you know, let that slip. You know, I had to. You have to do whatever you have to do to make things work, and that's what I was prepared to do. I mean, hopefully, you know, I have a degree in music education. I went to music school, so if you know, if I wanted to try to maybe get a job in, you know, as a teacher, I would have been able to do that, but I wouldn't have been able to even try to do that until September, and that's if there was any openings, and that was going to be something that, you know, I could have tried to fall back on, but it was going to be a while. I wasn't going to fix the problem immediately. So, fortunately, it worked out. But
at the end of the day, when you get to rub elbows with a few big names along the way, it's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
A lot worse places to be.
Absolutely.
One more question, Hillary?
I mean, I don't know. What have we not covered? I
think we've covered just about everything, haven't we?
Yeah, new albums in stores. Yeah. That's something I'm really excited about. That, you know, we worked so hard on this album. We kind of put it out really quickly. There's some songs that are on there that I've had actually for a few years that I was just excited to be able to include on this album. But the album's called "Come Through for You," based on a song that I wrote for my wife about 5 years ago. That, you know, basically we had an argument one night about my job. I had just lost my deal with Capitol Records, and I had no idea what the future was looking like. You know, we wanted to have children at some point, but the future was so uncertain. We had no idea what was going to come. And I said to her, as a, you know, just, you know, we can do this. We can, you know, I can do this with you. You know, supporting me as like, just give me some time. I will come through for you in one way or another.
And from that album.
And hopefully, and it's on the album. The album is called "Come Through for You," and hopefully, this is what I was talking about 5 years ago.
Coming full circle.
There you go. Javier, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Looking forward to the show tonight. And from that album just mentioned, there's Javier Colon and Natasha Bedingfield. As long as we got love. Lazer 105.9.
There we go.
Yeah.
And we are clear.
Thanks, guys.
No problem. Thank you.
No worries.
No, that's all. I mean, I can say sound check. You and a guitar, as simple as it gets.
Yeah.
It'll take
It'd be 2 minutes. Yeah.
I was going to say five max.
Sometimes I get in there and start playing some like James Taylor stuff, and I kind of get lost in my own thing. But it's really more just for me to like mess around. But
all right, very good.